It's your host, Ray. The very first thing we need to dive into in this episode of Brawl Report is some absolutely insane theory crafting as well as investigation coming from the Brawl Stars community all over the video that was posted yesterday, the Brawl Together campaign that was announced from the dev team, the amazing free rewards coming from it, but more interesting things was actually divulged. Look, I feel like we should be used to this by now as a Brawl Stars community. The dev team always finds a way to trickle in sneak peeks and Easter eggs, knowing that, you know, us as a community, the Brawl Stars community, we're incredibly good at finding out hidden things. I think we can all say that. And some very important hidden things were found in this video. 2 new hypercharges were leaked in this episode for us to find in Easter egg fashion. Whenever these leaks and stuff come out, it's never so much that they're showing us a demonstration of the ability itself, but it's basically info for which brawlers are getting the hypercharges next, basically. So the 2 different brawlers are Buzz and Bell. Let me show you the evidence. Right around here at the 36-minute mark, we have a very quick frame and it transitions to another one right away. I think they meant to do that because it's giving us this info. The very first brawler that is getting a hypercharge leak from this video is Buzz here. We see bot 7 with the hypercharge activation rings around him, which of course Buzz has not been announced yet as a brawler that is getting a hypercharge around the corner. So that is incredibly exciting. For some reason, I feel like the Brawl Stars dev team has been adding hypercharge brawlers to really hype brawlers, right? We had Fang, Edgar, Pro in this last one, Leon, you know what I mean? And Buzz is getting one here next. But again, like I said before, there is an additional brawler that got leaked in this gameplay. And the very next one can be seen in this frame towards the later half, 1 minute 40 seconds. The second brawler getting a hypercharge here, I guess in the next update, is going to be Bell. Guys, you really got to look closely at certain things here. Taking a look at the icons below Bell here, we can see the gears, we can see the gadgets, but on the far right, we can see a hypercharge symbol. I'm sure you know this by now, but all the symbols under a character just indicates what they have unlocked on them ability-wise, right? And Bell does have that hypercharge. So just from this footage alone, we were able to ascertain 2 different hypercharges leaked coming around the corner, I'm guessing in the next update, which is incredibly bizarre. Seeing that we are now just coming up on the last Brawl Pass season that was attached to this most recent Brawl Talk, that means that they're already kind of Easter egging and moving us into the next Brawl Talk with these Easter eggs, giving us these fun little sneak peeks and fun things to go off of. It's incredibly interesting and honestly kind of hard to get used to how quickly these Brawl Talks are going to be streaming out with the changes to the seasonal Brawl Pass durations. Really cool. Happy about the hypercharges, dude. I cannot wait to see what Buzz's is, man. But with the 2 hypercharge leaks out of the way, the interesting sneak peeks doesn't stop there from this video. I'm not sure if you guys were watching closely in this episode, but there was a lot of star power references and it's gotten a lot of attention or a lot of feedback from the community inside of Brawl Stars, speculating and theory crafting what it might mean. Some of the outlandish speculation is even in the realm of potential 3rd star power, so we're gonna dive into that here. So you guys may have noticed the dev team members doing their like Power Ranger adopted version to Brawl Stars skit here, but each of them have a star power on their sweatshirt and some of them don't make a lot of sense. A great example is Danny's here. We have a Piper symbol, but this symbol isn't on any of the existing star powers that Piper has. Taking a look at the 2 star powers that we got for Piper, we have Snappy Sniping, not that symbol, and we have Ambush, not that symbol. So because of that, there's speculation that potentially sometime soon a bigger implementation might be 3rd star powers. But it's very outlandish seeing that we're still rocking with new hypercharges coming out every single update. That might be kind of difficult to implement 3rd star powers and hypercharges, but it's very peculiar. Another thing kind of supporting this is we see Frank up here and he's covering up the hypercharge that is on his sweatshirt, but we can see the symbol here and it's associated with Gene. And if you guys didn't know, little fun fact, all the dev team members are rocking with like abilities or vibes from the brawlers that they enjoy playing the most, so their favorite brawlers. So Danny loves Piper, I'm guessing Martio likes Fang, we got Paula on Jesse, but Frank is a huge fan of Jean. But this symbol is not a part of Jean's star power build here. Not here, not here, but what the symbol is attached to is his mythic gear, which is incredibly peculiar. If we go forward in the video, it's not that Frank is just wearing a mythic gear on his sweatshirt. It appears that it is designed into a star power. It's very bizarre. We can see it right here on this frame, the ability of Jean's mythic gear placed within a star power logo. So definitely getting the community to speculate on a few different things. I was first tipped off about this from Dandy over here on Twitter saying, in other news, new star power icons for old star powers. So if you guys didn't know, Dandy is incredibly good at, you know, being a Brawl Stars detective. He's incredibly intertwined with the community and is great at picking up sneak peeks and things like that, much like I pride myself at being in Brawl News episodes and stuff like that. So I ended up reaching out to him to get his perspective and what he's been seeing inside the community about this. He ends up going into basically what we just described here a minute ago, but ends up summarizing in saying it's suspicious for sure. So the possibilities are new icons for old star powers, art rework. Number 2, rework to certain star powers. If you didn't know, throughout this entire video, it's not like we saw a ton of star powers, but the ones that were shown possibly getting reworks here. So maybe a Piper rework star power, maybe a Jean star power rework, who knows? And then the third, and then in my opinion, the most outlandish third star powers coming to the game. Very intriguing if you ask me. I would love to hear what you guys are thinking about these strange star powers that have popped up in this video here announcing the fun event. I know sometimes when it comes to this type of thing, it's like, oh, it's probably just, I don't know, a graphical choice. Who the heck knows? But just based on what we know from Brawl Stars and sneak peeks and what they do in the past, this is right up their alley with giving us really important info. So I would love to hear what you guys are speculating on. But moving along, this wouldn't be a Brawl Report episode if we didn't have other things to discuss coming from the community. I think we can all agree, guys, getting into this one, freaking Larry and Lori are absolutely busted yet again. We have Kairos posting a video most of the time whenever a new brawler comes out. He goes into whether or not they're worth buying with this early access offer, and just from the thumbnail alone, worth it, buy. Larry and Lori are broken. Kind of a weird context coming from Kairos. Basically, you know, if this comes from Kairos, you know that the character is busted. And another point I wanted to mention, Nubs points this out perfectly, I think, over here on Twitter, saying people are going to hate early access if every brawler is like this on release, and I couldn't agree more. Fantastic point to bring up. We now have 3 examples of early access offers. We had Chuck, we had Kit, and now we have Larry and Lori. You could argue that Chuck was incredibly broken upon release, just a very wacky brawler, really incredibly good in heist game breaking. But these last 2, Kit as well as Larry and Lori, were like next level. And I think it's a very fine line that the dev team needs to take with these early access things. It's a generally new offer, right? And I think the dev team is reluctantly okay with this offer, right? The people who want to support the game, get the content early, can pay for it early. Those who just want to play the game like normal, free-to-play players, things like that, they can wait, get it with their credits a week later. Nothing crazy there. But when you start releasing brawlers a week early for the people who pay for it and they are busted, that's when things are a little bit iffy. And now we have 2 examples of that happening. I would love to hear what you guys are thinking about that. It's a little bit interesting and kind of scary. We'll have to see what the next early access offer has in store. If we get another crazy broken brawler for the 4th early access offer, I don't know, there might be something going on here, you know? Moving along, I ended up coming across this tweet, Changing Pace, that I absolutely adored and I cannot believe hasn't been explored yet. Life plant or gadget remodel. In a previous Brawl Report episode, we had mentioned that in the Chinese version of Brawl Stars, there was a stew skin that was released that got a actual visual update or change to a gadget, which is absent from our version of Brawl Stars, right? Remodels and things like that. And you know, in our version of Brawl Stars, if that was ever explored, it would be so sick to see something like this. We have Turtle12 Turtle. Dude, it's always the names that get me. What the frick? But we have life plant skins. How dope is that? For each skin that Spike has, they developed a cool gadget skin. It's awesome, dude. Stuff like this, I think, could happen in the future, and I think should. This is beautiful. Man, I love that tuned Spike one. That's so great. Such a great idea, man. I would love something like this in Brawl Stars. But there you have it, everyone. Pretty light on the different segments in this episode of Brawl Report. But seeing that we hit that sneak peek Easter egg video with potential star power changes, reworks, or 3rd star powers coming out, and the Hypercharge leaks, I decided to keep the other segments a bit on the lighter side of things so the video doesn't get too long. But hopefully you all enjoyed this episode. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves with Brawl Stars. Let me know what you're thinking about the juicy info that we got from this sneak peek. But with that being said, we'll be talking super soon, everyone. Peace out and take care.